What a night to be a Yankees fan. Just when it looked like the Bombers were on the brink of getting swept in LA, the team flipped the script and delivered one of their most impressive performances of the season. We're talking about a win. That didn't just save face. It sent shockwaves through the league. It was gritty, it was commanding, and above all, it was personal. The Yankees rolled into Chavez Ravine and took it to the mighty Dodgers in a game that had upset written all over it, with Ryan Yaro and DJ Lemahieu playing the roles of unexpected heroes. Let's start on the mound, where Ryan Yaro gave us a masterclass in deception and control. Now, this wasn't just a solid outing. This was poetry in motion. A soft-tossing lefty going toe-to-toe with one of the most dangerous lineups in baseball and walking away with 6 brilliant innings. 1 earned run. That's it. A solo shot from Tommy Edman was the only blemish in an otherwise surgical performance. What made it even more jaw-dropping was that Yaro's velocity was actually down a tick from his usual, and somehow that made him even more effective. The Dodgers couldn't figure him out. His changeup was dancing, his slider was biting, and every off-speed pitch looked like it came with a string attached. 17 swings and misses. That's just one short of the season high against the Dodgers by any pitcher. 17. He wasn't overpowering them. He was outsmarting them. That's finesse. That's confidence. That's a guy who showed up with a plan and executed it to perfection. And then there's DJ Lemahieu, the veteran. The guy everyone loves to doubt, loves to count out, but he's not done, far from it. Last night, DJ turned back the clock in spectacular fashion, racking up 4 hits and silencing every whisper that his best days were behind him. You could feel it from the first pitch. He had that look in his eye, that steady, no-nonsense approach that's made him such a reliable presence over the years. He didn't just pile up empty hits. He drove in 2 huge insurance runs, sparked the kind of rally that gets an entire dugout back on his feet. It was his first 4-hit night since June of 2021, and it could not have come at a better time. The Yankees needed life, and DJ delivered. And how about what the Yankees' offense did to Yoshinobu Yamamoto? One of the most feared pitchers in the National League. A guy known for his nasty splitter, his pinpoint control, and his ability to shut down the best hitters in the world, and the Bombers made him look human. Actually, worse than that. They chased him before he could even finish the 4th inning, lighting him up for 7 hits. A season worst. The game plan was simple. Attack strikes, ignore the junk. And it worked to perfection. Ben Rice absolutely mashed a 2-run homer off a hanging splitter, and Jackson Dominguez chipped in with an RBI knock of his own before, unfortunately, having to leave early with a thumb injury. Thankfully, initial reports suggest it's nothing serious, but it's still something to keep an eye on. Oh, and Luke Weaver, who was set to close the 9th, also left with a hamstring issue during warm-ups. The injury bug just keeps nibbling, doesn't it? Still, nothing could take away from what the Yankees accomplished. Not only did they avoid a sweep, they made history. This team became the first all season to hold the top 4 hitters in the Dodgers' terrifying lineup completely hitless. We're talking about Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Will Smith, all blanked. That's not just a win, that's a statement. That's what happens when pitching, defense, and a focused offense come together at the right moment. And let's talk standings, because this win wasn't just about pride. It was about positioning. With it, the Yankees now sit comfortably atop the American League East, boasting 36 wins against 22 losses. Momentum is real, folks. And this team is riding it hard into a key homestand against the Cleveland Guardians. That series is going to bring back memories of last year's postseason clash, and it's got all the makings of a tone setter for the next stretch of games. First pitch is scheduled for Tuesday night, and Carlos Rodon will be taking the ball, ready to carry this fire forward. But back to this Dodgers game. There's something poetic about how it played out. A young pitcher defying expectations, a veteran silencing critics, an offense that refused to back down against one of the league's most polished arms. This wasn't just a good night. This was one of those games you circle, the kind that sticks in your mind when the postseason rolls around, because it shows you exactly what this team is capable of when everything clicks. You've got rookies stepping up, veterans stepping in, and a coaching staff that clearly had a squad prepared with a sharp aggressive approach. The Yankees played with swagger, but also with smarts. They didn't try to do too much. They stuck to the plan, executed the details, and came out swinging, literally and figuratively. And for fans who've been watching closely, this is the kind of game that tells you something deeper about this team's identity. It's not just star power, it's resilience. It's the ability to bounce back off the tough losses. It's the hunger to prove people wrong. Every time the Dodgers looked like they might get something going, Yarrow shut the door. Every time there was a big moment at the plate, DJ stepped up. And when the rest of the lineup followed suit, you got one of the cleanest, most complete wins of the season. The kind that lifts a clubhouse and reminds everyone why these guys wear pinstripes in the first place. It also says a lot about the chemistry that's been building inside that locker room. You don't beat a team like the Dodgers unless everyone's pulling in the same direction. And watching how they executed the game plan, how the hitters stayed disciplined, how the defense was locked in, how the pitchers kept grinding, you can tell there's a belief growing here. This isn't just a hot streak. It feels like something more, something sustainable. Just as the high of that incredible win was starting to settle in, Yankees Nation got hit with another twist. One that's becoming strangely familiar. Dominic Smith is gone again. For the second time in just a few months, Smith has opted out of his minor league contract with the Yankees and is officially a free agent. It's the kind of move that raises eyebrows, not because it's shocking, but because it's become something of a pattern. And now the question isn't just why did he leave? It's was this the last time we'll see Dominic Smith in pinstripes? Let's rewind for a moment. Smith had been quietly putting together a really strong showing at AAA. Scranton Sport Wilkes Bar. We're talking about a guy who hit .317 with a .389 on base percentage and slugged .622 in the month of May alone. That's 7 home runs in 4 weeks. That's production. That's a guy who looked like he was knocking hard on the big league door. And if this were any other team, one without a logjam at first base, designated hitter, and all 3 outfield spots, maybe Smith would have gotten his shot. But this is the Yankees, and right now there just isn't room. Let's be real here. Even with Giancarlo Stanton sidelined, the DH spot hasn't exactly been vacant. Ben Rice has stepped in and done everything you could ask from a young hitter. He's producing, he's getting on base, and he's looking more comfortable by the day. At first base, Paul Goldschmidt, the veteran addition who still has thunder in his bat, isn't going anywhere. And the outfield, it's beyond crowded. You got Aaron Judge doing MVP things. Cody Bellinger looking sharp. Jackson Dominguez bursting onto the scene. Trent Grisham quietly doing his job off the bench. There's not just talent there. There's rhythm, chemistry, and most importantly, production. And in baseball, you don't mess with a working formula just to squeeze someone in. And that's what makes Smith's decision both understandable and frustrating. Understandable because he wants, and frankly deserves, a shot. Frustrating because that shot was never going to come here. He knew that. We all knew that. And this is the second time he's made this choice. Back in spring training, he opted out, only to come back after opening day when no other offers materialized. It was a gamble then. It's a gamble now. But this time, it feels like the end. And maybe it should be. It's tough because you look at Smith's journey, a former top prospect, a guy who once looked like he could be a staple in the Mets lineup, someone who showed flashes of real power and plate discipline between 2017 and 2022. But since then, it's been a winding road. Nationals, Red Sox, Reds, Yankees, twice. That's 6 organizations in a short span. And while he hasn't fallen off the map statistically, career numbers of .47, 21, 370 aren't bad. He hasn't quite stuck anywhere. He's 28 now, not old, but not exactly a rising prospect either. And he's clearly banking on the idea that there's another team out there where the path to the majors is less blocked. Where a left-handed bat with some pop and positional versatility is actually a fit. And maybe there is. Teams with injuries. Teams lacking depth at first, or DH. There's always a need somewhere, especially around mid-season when rosters get tested. But here's the harsh truth. When a club like the Yankees, known for giving veterans second chances, passes twice, it says something. It says they saw the value, but not enough of a spark to force a tough decision. And with Stanton getting closer to returning, it's only going to get harder to make a case for guys like Smith. While Smith was heading out the door, someone else was walking right back in. Carlos Carrasco, the 38-year-old veteran right-hander, is back on the Yankees' big league roster. And it couldn't have come at a more important time. With the bullpen running on fumes after that intense Dodgers series, especially after using 7 different pitchers in the blowout, the team needed stability. They needed someone who could give them innings. They needed someone who's been through the battles. Enter Carrasco. Now, let's be clear, the numbers haven't been pretty. In his previous stint this season, Carrasco posted a 5.91 ERA with a FIPE north of 5. He's not lighting up the radar gun. He's not missing a ton of bats. But the value he brings goes beyond stats. He eats innings. He doesn't flinch in tough spots. And he's been through every kind of pressure imaginable over 16 seasons. This is a guy who doesn't rattle, who knows how to get through a lineup even when he doesn't have his best stuff, and who brings a veteran presence that's hard to quantify. In a corresponding move, Yerry De Los Santos was optioned back to AAA. No surprise there. He's young, he's still developing, and he'll get his shot again soon. And thankfully, the Yankees have room on the 40-man roster, so no additional cuts were needed. Clean, simple, strategic. But the flip side of Carrasco's return is the quiet exit of Jake Woodford, another pitcher trying to claw his way back into the majors. The 28-year-old righty opted out of his deal and became a free agent just hours before Carrasco's promotion. Woodford's story is a little different. A first-round pick by the Cardinals who had a couple solid years, especially in 2021 and 2022, where he posted a 3.26 ERA over 116 innings. But 2023 was rough, really rough. His ERA spiked over 6. The strikeouts weren't there. The consistency vanished. And since being non-tendered by St. Louis, he's bounced around like a pinball. White Sox, Pirates, Rockies, and finally the Yankees. To his credit, he did okay in AAA. A 4.54 ERA over nearly 40 innings isn't disastrous, especially when you factor in his ground ball heavy profile. He's not flashy, but he can get weak contact when he's on. Still, when the Yankees needed bullpen help, they passed on Woodford and called up Carrasco instead. And that's when it probably clicked for him. If he wasn't next in line now, he wasn't going to be. So he walked. And honestly, it's hard to blame him. Like Smith, Woodford is banking on opportunity. He believes there's a club out there. That needs a durable ground ball guy who can give you multiple innings and maybe surprise a few people. And maybe there is. But once again, when the Yankees, a team known for hoarding pitching depth, let you walk, it sends a message. So here we are. 2 departures, 1 return, and a Yankees team that continues to evolve, adapt, and make the kind of under-the-radar moves that matter in the long haul. Carrasco may not be the guy you build your rotation around, but he might be the guy who helps keep it from falling apart during a tough stretch. Smith and Woodford may not have made headlines, but their exits show just how competitive and deep this roster really is. The Yankees aren't just surviving, they're thriving. Every win counts. Every roster spot is valuable. And as this team pushes toward the postseason, you can bet they're going to keep making tough calls, betting on chemistry, consistency, and that undeniable Yankee grit. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. A wave of concern has swept through the New York Yankees organization and its fan base amid unconfirmed reports that star outfielder Aaron Judge may have suffered an injury during a recent team practice. According to sources close to the team, Judge appeared to experience discomfort after making a sudden movement in a batting session, sparking rumors about a possible strain or even a more serious issue. Eyewitnesses claim that Judge left the field accompanied by medical staff, visibly in pain, further fueling speculation about the nature and extent of the injury. As of now, the Yankees have not released any official statement regarding the incident, opting to wait for the results of medical evaluations before commenting publicly. The lack of clarity has left room for rampant speculation in the media and among fans. Several U.S. outlets have already suggested that Judge might need to miss some time to recover, though it remains uncertain whether this would be a matter of days, weeks, or something more prolonged. For Yankees supporters and the team's management alike, the prospect of losing their star slugger, even temporarily, raises serious concerns about the club's competitiveness in a crucial stretch of the season. This situation is particularly tense given Judge's history of injuries over the past few years, which have occasionally sidelined him during important moments. As such, any sign of physical trouble naturally sends shockwaves through the Yankees clubhouse and fan base. While insiders stress that it is too early to draw conclusions, there is an air of cautious optimism that the incident may be no more than a minor scare. Nonetheless, the team is expected to prioritize Judge's full recovery over any rush to return, given his importance to the Yankees' long-term ambitions. For now, all that surrounds the situation is uncertainty and anticipation. Fans have flooded social media with messages of support, while reporters remain on high alert for any official updates. Should the worst-case scenario materialize and Judge is forced to miss significant playing time, the Yankees could be facing a major test of their depth and resilience as they push forward in the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.